Right, should be live now, I'm hoping. If things go well. Ep2 watching. So it's Let's Talk podcast, episode 2. And we've got all members here today. And we're going to be talking about coronavirus because it's in the news at the minute, it's quite big. And there's going to be some sort of things on the channel in recent, in the coming months to do with it. Not to do with coronavirus, but there's going to be like an influx of uploads just because I'll be off university and work. But I'm with three others today, including Marazian Kid, also known as Adam, if he's there. We've also got, here he is. We've also got Hawks the UK, also known as Jay.
Hello.
And we've got History Lad, also known as George, who's been on before. And there he is. And he's been on before. So we've done an episode before already, which is on war games. And it's just an open discussion. Subscribers and viewers can come in and talk or chat with it. But if not, then we will just talk shit as we normally do.
Yeah. Won't be much difference to that.
But currently, we're all sort of living different. Well, we live in the north at least of England, and it's getting quite big. But the UK, in terms of tackling coronavirus, has been very open. It hasn't been. They're not locking down much. They're not taking large measures like Italy have in Spain, Germany, and things. So it's a bit strange. But Adam, who's in the podcast, is at uni in Durham, aren't you, Adam?
Yeah, I am.
And so, do you want to explain the situation or your experiences from it up there?
Well, basically, we knew what was going on, like a couple of weeks back, but it was like it wasn't going to hit us. We'd be all right. We're quite, it's happening down south. We'll be all right. But the thing is, with Durham, it has a lot of Southerners who study there. Because like getting away from where they're from, like picking unis and that. So
and it's massive, isn't it, Durham?
Yeah. What's
Durham uni
happening
anyway.
is basically people going back home visit. They've brought it back home.
Yeah.
And within past 2 weeks, we've had so many. I can't even count how many cases of people who think they've had it, and they've had to self-isolate. And yeah, it's looking like I'm having to self-isolate now because someone I know is essentially got it, and yeah, I'm having to.
And who's that someone?
Just a friend.
Just a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Symptoms-wise, like what makes you think you got it?
Well, I have obviously the cough, some difficulty breathing, bad throat, funny head every now and again, but it's like the aches and pains.
Right.
I've essentially got the flu just without the fever at the moment.
Which we don't. The thing is, right, as well, this is the issue with it.
Excuse me.
You can get the. You might just have the cold, like a cold.
Yeah,
you don't know. I know. Which is the difficulty in. Yeah, which is the difficulty in it. And how many people do you have in Durham?
Oh,
it's something crazy, isn't it?
But alone, just on campus, college campus, which is only freshers. It's a ridiculous amount.
And how many people in your hall, where you live?
So there's just on my hall alone, there is 35 people.
Fuck's sake, hold on. Right, sorry, carry on.
Yeah. So basically, in total at Van Mill, there's 525 residents who stay there. At one college alone, attached to Durham Uni. So it's like, and we're like an average-sized college as well.
Right. Okay. And how many colleges is there on the campus?
I think there's 13 different colleges.
Fucking hell. Well, to be fair, when I was there, and George, you were there as well, weren't you? In Durham a couple of weeks back. There's a lot of foreign students as well. Obviously, that's how it came to the UK.
from China.
Yeah, particularly from the Chinese region. So it was always like bound to happen. And but what do you mean aches and pains anywhere? Well,
It's when you get the flu, you obviously get just general aches. Like my legs are very weak at the moment as well.
You're having a stroke?
Not having a stroke. No, it's just
Is your face leaning to one side slightly?
No, you can tell when your body's not right, can't you?
Yeah.
You can tell when your body's starting to fight something off. I've got some sort of virus, but whether it's coronavirus, I don't know.
Yeah. That's fair enough. Man.
No, I'm just isolating just in case it is.
And how are you isolating? What does that consist of you doing?
Basically, staying in my house.
Right.
Staying in my room.
And are you talking to family and stuff? Are you still, how does that work?
I won't be talking to extended family, but my parents and my brother are like, if we're going to get it, we're going to get it. They've sort of got the mindset, if we get it, we want to get it early on, when there's an actual hospital bed about.
Yeah.
That's our mentality at the moment.
The thing is, I've heard from it that obviously you've got different cases of it, so you don't just because you have it doesn't guarantee that you need to go to hospital or you need to have this or that. You might just have it in you stay at home.
An underlying condition.
Yeah. So you've got, what have you got? You've got, well, you say you've got a condition. What is it?
Well, no, I had pneumonia quite badly when I was younger. And like just last year. So I've got a slight scarring on my lungs.
Was that pneumonia you had last year?
Yeah, I was in hospital.
That's it. Well, I don't remember that. I would just remember coming to your house and it was like walking into like I don't know what it was. It was like a Middle Eastern market. It was just incest everywhere. It was just incense, not incest. Jesus.
Yeah, that would have been
the Merazian house. The Merazian house is a fucked up place. Well, yeah. Well, so that's what you're doing. That's fair enough. What about Jay? What about you? You're in college at the minute. Any changes at all? Any changes?
No, everything's just the same for me, really.
And how many people go where you are? Do you reckon?
How many people go to Darlington College?
Yeah.
This short commercial break is brought to you by.
Very
organised tonight, aren't we?
Yeah, very organised as usual. Well, looks like so George currently can't speak. Jay's very quiet as it is.
Yeah. So how's it affecting you then in New York? Because to be fair, for the North East, that was basically ground zero.
What, Durham?
What York wasn't it?
Well, it's not North East. It's not. Well, it's North Yorkshire, but yeah, it was. It was ground in the north. I think it was.
Yeah.
It was the first major one, and it was. I think I'm trying to think after when it happened. I think it was a month after it happened. After it first broke out in China, it was getting big, but people didn't take it seriously. And where I'm living in York currently, the hotel round the corner in York, 2 cases were diagnosed, and they were the first 2 cases in England, and they were 2 minutes away from where I live. And people sort of took the piss, but honestly, when things like this sort of occur, right, people go strange the way they act. They act differently. Yeah. So I was in my flat, and I look out the window, and the day after them 2 people, they got moved to Newcastle in the end anyway. They went up to Newcastle, is it Newcastle Infirmary they call it? The main hospital, or university hospital. Yeah. They end up going there. I'm like, all right, okay. But I look out my window, I was cooking bacon, and I was doing some bacon sandwiches on the morning, and every person that walked around down by the flat was wearing a face mask. So I knew people were going to start acting strange, and that was only the first 2 cases in the UK, and both in York, but they were both from Wuhan, I think, which in Hubei province in fucking China, and they were just visiting, because we get a lot of Chinese tourists as well in York. I know you get, what is it? Is it tourists in Durham though, or is it just students?
It's mostly students actually, to be fair. But we do all get some.
Yeah, it's weird, but yeah, I somewhat predicted it, and there's a few people, because when I look at the news for things like this, I try to take it from more than one source instead of just maybe the Sky News and the BBC. I'll go like to more external things. It's why BitChute's quite good to go on. And but yeah, so people started acting strange, so I knew it was weird. But now we go to what we have now, and I think we've got there was 7 cases in North Yorkshire, right?
Yeah.
But I think that's gone up. And but I went into self-isolation yesterday because I woke up on Sunday morning and I felt okay. I didn't feel too bad. And then I walked into the kitchen to make some food, and I got into the kitchen and I was out of breath. And I'm not an unhealthy person. I am asthmatic, but I'm not unhealthy. I do fitness and
you
stuff.
run for miles, don't you?
I'll run for miles. I'll try. And and I thought, well, that's not right. But I wasn't worrying about it. I wasn't worrying about it. And so I went back. I was playing games all day. I was a lazy bastard. Is what it is. And in the end, I thought, right, I need to go to university and do some work. And so I walked to university. The normal person normally do. I get there, I go upstairs, go on the computers, and I sit down and I think, fuck me, I'm out of breath. And I've been touching all the doors and computers, and I'm starting to think, shit. I remember hearing something that one of the symptoms of coronavirus is you get out of breath easily. So I'm on the monitored computers in the university. Probably the woman downstairs shitting herself because I'm saying, what symptoms for coronavirus? What does it mean if you're out of breath? And I've been opening all the doors, taking out books and stuff. And but one of the symptoms, which wasn't stated on the NHS website, but the CDC, which is like the American one, I think, said shortness of breath. So I thought, fuck, I need to get back.
I think to the pneumonia that comes with it, isn't it?
That's Well, you can get severe cases which lead to pneumonia and that fucking influenza, which is like the cold and stuff. But then you have your mild cases. But because I'm asthmatic, I have to be careful. So I got back anyway and thought, shit, I better sort of self-isolate. So I'm on my first day of proper self-isolation. But it didn't go well because I ended up going to Sainsbury's to get some sausages for a sandwich. And the woman I was standing next to kept fucking sneezing. She didn't cover her mouth. Disgusting. But I don't know what it means. I mean, I'll try to ring the emergency number 111.
111 will just tell you to self-isolate.
And yeah.
Because you know what happens if Steph, don't you, what they told her?
Well, go on, explain it to us.
Well, basically, she rang the number, just told her essentially if she's not over 65, has no pre-existing conditions, stay in your room and lock your door.
Right, lock your door. Well, don't weld it like the Chinese do.
But yeah, that was essentially the advice they gave.
And how's she doing today? Is she alright?
More the same, just not as much as a fever.
Right, okay. Is she still in contact with them? Are you still in contact with her properly?
Yeah, just on the phone.
It's fair enough. George, are you there? Are you available?
I'm back by the way.
Jay's here. Right, Jay, in Darlington, which is a town, it's near Middlesbrough and Stockton, which is quite a big area. Someone just died actually yesterday in Stockton. So what's it like in Darlow? Have they got any cases, or what's going on there?
I think there's 2 cases I've read somewhere. I'm not sure how true it is. There's a lot of misinformation. I think all the schools are still open.
Right.
A lot of events are still going on. I don't think
What's your thoughts of it? What's your thoughts of it though for you? Because me and Adam are self-isolating. You're not at the minute. You're fine. Are you worried about it or what?
I mean, in some bit of both really. In some ways, I'm worried. In others, I mean, I think in its current state, like, the disease itself isn't that bad for the majority of people. I mean, obviously it's for vulnerable people, but I think the biggest issue is like economics and how it will affect society and how society's going to function in a lockdown. But then you've also just got to hope that, I mean, I'm not a scientist, I don't know if this can even happen, like, or how long it would take, but you've got to hope that the virus doesn't mutate and become more deadly.
That's the thing with it, it's got different strands, so you can get it again.
Yeah. as I was saying with George, he's probably got some horrible disease already because of the shit he eats and his unhealthy lifestyle. That he's probably immune to it somehow already. A creature from fucking District 9 or something. So, George, you work in Durham in a hotel. What's it like?
Awful.
Like
No,
the actual
it's-
job.
yeah. Well, I mean, and also Durham.
Not because of the job itself, or I mean in terms of fucking the virus, you know.
Well, they're both really, because obviously with me, since I work in a hotel, this is going to be impacting the business a lot.
Yeah.
Because obviously more people are going to be staying home, or they're going to be working from home. They're not going to be, moving about and going in like public places.
Mm.
So I mean, like today, it was very, very quiet, like eerily quiet, especially for a Monday.
Hmm. That's fair enough. Well, in terms of like fucking gaming, do you think it'll impact?
What games?
Yeah. Like money wise? Games, new games, production?
Don't know, because obviously you can buy games online now, can't you? So
Yeah. True.
Outside simulations might become quite popular.
Fucking Plague Inc. I bet that's going through the roof at the minute. I used to play that game actually on what was it called? I used to play it on mobile. I used to play it on my old phone, the mobile version of it. And you get a zombie version where you could mutate it, but it was quite a good game. Quite a good game. We banned it in China recently. Believe it or not, we banned it in China.
Yeah.
But George, in terms of like, do you reckon work will shut or not?
It's hard to say. Hard to say, really.
Have they talked to you
I
about
think-
it in terms of like contingency plans and shit?
Well, I mean, there's no current plans of the place shutting down for a bit.
That's fair
But
enough.
obviously, in the next few weeks, it could change.
Are you worried about it?
Not particularly, no.
Why?
Because there's obviously I have cause for concern, but don't panic. Like don't start going crazy. You know what I mean?
Right. So I was going to ask you actually, Alan, in Durham, are they stockpiling stuff there? Like, have you been in the shops recently, or do you not bother with any of that?
Me, everyone's panic shopping. To be fair,
In Durham as well.
yeah, when you
Yeah.
can see it in Darlow they are as well.
Yeah, yeah, they have. Well, they are in York.
And
So,
it's just yeah,
not good.
but I don't know.
It's fair enough, man. It's fair enough. Yeah, I was in. Again, I went to Sainsbury's today, where the woman was sneezing all over the shop, and I was looking because I'm nearly out of hand sanitizer in the flat. And I go to the aisle, and there's no hand sanitizer. But this is like a Sainsbury's local as well, in the centre of York, so people don't really do the weekly shopping in there. But it was all gone. Everything was gone in that whole aisle. Even kitchen roll. I reckon people are at the point now where they're willing to wipe their asses with kitchen roll as well as toilet roll, just because they need some. But I don't know. I don't get the big panic of toilet roll. Out of all the things to stock up on, pasta, I can understand, and hand sanitizer.
You'll be alright.
But I think when people see a virus, they just think they're going to shit themselves all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't fully understand it. Really. Well, it confused the fuck out of me. What do you think the government response, Adam?
I think it's a weird one. Truth be told,
How come?
if you look at how other governments are responding to it, and they're telling us to sing "Happy Birthday" to ourselves.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but no, I think to be fair, I think they're doing what they're doing. They're not trying to create panic.
Right.
I think, but yeah.
Yeah, but
We'll
is
see
it
what
working?
that's gonna affect.
Even if they lock everything down, will that cause panic?
I think what they're after is trying to spread it essentially, so we get the worst end of it as soon as possible.
Yeah.
But
I've heard you can get it. The reason they're not locking down straight away is because they're trying, as you say, it's because it's going to spread, isn't it? But a lot of people
Yeah.
are going to get it, and I think they were talking about like 7 million people could possibly get it. Or something. It's like somewhere like 60% of the population, all right? Because they want people to get it because it can come back, and obviously
Yeah.
we won't have a vaccine apparently till maybe next Christmas time or the next winter. So they want as many people to get it now, so that the body can adapt to it. Because at the end of the day, if antibiotics can't be, your body has to sort of adapt and fight to it. What do you think, George? Government response?
It's a tricky one because they have to be careful not to cause mass panic. You know what I mean? Like they can't say, "Oh, suck up, avoid everyone, don't go."
Yeah, but that's already happened.
Like, well, yeah, I know, but the government needs to be careful. I mean, governments like America, in Trump, he's sort of taking the right precautions. You know what I mean? He's stopping travel. Well, you can only travel to America now if it's absolutely like necessary. But other than that,
if you're a
it's more or less
national, I
banned.
think.
And he shutting down some places. In Italy, he's closed all the schools and that, which I think is a good idea. Because obviously, you don't want it getting spreads out among the kids.
No, definitely not.
Yeah, but then you need to think about the GCSEs coming up, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
How the fuck are they going to do that? You know?
Health's more important than Jesus is.
Yeah, it is. But how? I wonder how that's going to work. Because if they close schools down now, and things like that, by the time we get to they won't reopen for GCSEs because by then we should be at the peak of. Well, I say the peak, but we could be in like the bad point of the coronavirus itself by then.
Well, obviously they talk about not doing uni exams or like adapt them so we can do them at home.
I've heard about that.
So I reckon they could end up doing GCSEs at home, you know. Online GCSEs.
How the fuck would that work?
I have no idea. It's above my pay grade to think about that.
It'd be impossible, surely.
Not to my GCSEs.
What?
Yeah,
I mean, if they're gonna make it online, that's an easy cheat.
as I was saying, it might make him look good if no one else has got any from that year. You could just say he's part of that year group
Yeah.
that got none as well. But yeah, it is.
Might be a year, George.
Yeah.
Might be a year, George.
Yeah.
Let's hope so.
Are you doing it again this year?
Hey, no.
How come?
I haven't been in college in like 2 years.
You should, if you're that close to your English, I don't know why you don't.
Right. Well, this isn't a podcast about my GCSEs.
No, I think we should. No, I think we should a bit.
Let's change the topic. George Wardell.
All right, listen, folks. I've got GCSEs. All right, there we are.
Well, no, we need more. Cadam, can you give a bit of context, please, to
So,
anyone who
creature-
wants to listen?
George Wardell.
Let's see.
Didn't go to primary school. Quiet boy. He didn't go to
Adam James Brown.
Hold on.
Downdon.
The start is you got so much of that wrong, so I can't even be annoyed.
You are a fuck up. We'll go on, Adam. Give us some context.
This strange creature, George.
Christopher Wardell.
Primary school, right? You said that. Primary school, didn't really attend it, did he? Let's be honest.
No.
He was a
Secondary.
hardcore Xbox player back then.
Yeah, he was an actual gamer.
Yeah.
He was an alright lad back then. He turned a bit weird when he went to secondary. Secondary school. I don't really know what he did in secondary school. He just sort of floated about.
Yeah.
I was just doing my own thing.
Well, hold on. We've got to take when we get to the secondary school part. We've got to take this a bit more slowly because he goes through stages in secondary school. Because we talk about the first year, he's still the normal person that he was. And then second year he meets
the witch.
Well, the witch. We call her the witch. And what happened with the witch, Adam?
Basically just stuck him on a leash, controlled him,
Whipped him.
dominated him.
I won't say that.
Phoenix Marie type.
Yeah.
Held him upside down.
Held him upside down. George was a slave.
Well, I was still getting things in science, but
Yeah, no grades on that.
No,
Worth it. It was worth it.
that's when his life started dipping after that.
Yeah, and then
We stopped seeing him at that point.
yeah. Didn't really talk to him for a while. Then ever since then he broke up. Yeah, he just came. Well, him.
Infertile.
Did his GCSEs.
Failed them.
Failed them all.
Did you turn up for all of them as well? Or did you miss any?
You know, right, this isn't me
No,
having a
they're
pop,
not.
right? This isn't me having a pop.
But it is.
You're not having a go.
I'm not having a go. But
You
for
always
one of
are.
them, I think, was it for your math you got a U?
How the
That
fuck
was
can
in
you get
college.
you?
How did you get
That
a
was in
U?
college.
What do you spell your name wrong?
paper.
Yeah.
Right.
It's harder to get a U. The probability, it is. Yeah.
I think it's because I was that annoyed with the questions they were asking, and they had them stupid names. I was already annoyed, so I just wrote down what I
What
was
do you
thinking.
count as a
instead of
stupid
answer.
name?
Did you mention
Get ready for racial slurs. Go on.
It'd be like annoying foreign ones. Like
Such as.
I just like to take the moment to say that
We do not all
Hebel
share his
Live
views.
and its associates did not share this.
History
it's not
Lads
racist,
views.
but like
That's not racist. I just say the name because
Shana was on them, right? And it was saying, Shana. Or Shani.
Loads of people are called that in the UK. Chavs, I agree.
No, I seen it. I just got annoyed, and it was saying, Shani has bought. Is looking to buy 3 pens, 1 rubber, and 12 rulers. And she has this much. How much change will she have? I just started writing. I don't know who Shani is. I don't care why she's buying them. I'm not answering the question, and then moved on. Then
So you didn't do your maths paper because you got pissed off at the fucking names.
Yes. Well, I did it. I just didn't do it. Look, I fought the system. I didn't do it the way they wanted it.
Well, back in the day,
system beat
on SATs anyway, when I used to do SATs as a kid, the calculator paper, and I was a bit retarded doing this. The calculator papers.
I was sat next to you laughing at you because you just started laughing at the paper.
That was a science one, but we'll go on to that later on. And I was only what was I fucking 12 then, and I was laughing at myself already just for being, Anyway, back onto the what was I saying for maths? Yeah, maths calculator papers. When it said work this out on a calculator paper, but show you're working, I would always just draw a calculator. And I thought I'd get a point for that because it made sense to me. Why would I need to show working out if I can just draw it on if I'm using a fucking calculator to do it, But that used to baffle me.
I just imagine you get downgraded for it for worse the drawing.
I think they must have thought I was mocking them, but I say I did that for SATs. I carried that on all the way till year 9 probably. Till Mary Atherton gave me a kick up the arse for shit like that.
IRA Mary.
IRA Mary, yeah. She wasn't fully IRA, but
George came up with a belter the other day.
go on.
It is slightly racist, but
He's already been racist already. You may as well go.
so
Racist at all.
may as well go into the dark side then.
Yeah.
Basically, I was talking to him over the phone.
George Charles is going to get taken down.
If it
I
does,
was talking to him, and this is what he says in a word of a lie. He says, "I'm a bit suspicious about them, And I said, "About whom?" And he said, "Asians." And I said, "Why?" And he said, "Well, they were wearing the masks before the coronavirus even came out, so they
Right,
must have knew something about it."
right.
If it's not the Germans, it's the Asians kicking off.
But do you not? I've told you before. I've told you this before, George. That they don't wear it
I
just
just find
because of
this suspicious.
diseases.
I know, but I know, but the UK isn't Hong Kong. We don't have bad air pollution because they don't know how to manage a city.
I agree with you, but it's also. Have you noticed that they don't always wear? It's not like they're not like.
Something was going on. They knew what was coming. They were already ready. They were ready for it, and they didn't tell anyone.
Well, they've been ready for years then, because they've been wearing fucking masks for years. It's a fashion thing as well. I found out.
Exactly.
It's a fashion thing as well. It's not.
Yeah,
it's not
it
just.
looks so great.
Well, no, I know. I agree with you. It looks horrendous. I don't know. What it is. It puts me off.
Looks stupid.
But yeah, awful. Pretty much.
wouldn't say awful.
Oh, right. I suppose we should deviate away from George's
Right.
extreme
Mate.
racial slurs
It's
and
just sad life.
what else that he
I
has.
say nothing racist.
I think we should go back on the coronavirus.
Well, yeah, we took we diverted there from who History Lad is and what he's all about. That's the real History Lad there.
But still follow me on Instagram.
raging
you know,
racist.
posts.
It's mostly about the what was it?
The coronavirus. I was talking about government
No.
policies before we went off on a tangent.
Yeah.
But in terms of government policies, I think it's very weird. I think it's really fucking weird. I think you're saying you guys were saying it's to do with moral panic and so people don't run around off the tits trying to buy as much toilet roll as they can. But people are already doing that anyway. I think there's two reasons for it. First reason is the more sort of controversial reason and possible theory type reason. Economics, which sort of what Jay was mentioning before about money and stuff. I think if they start locking down everything now, money gets lost and the government know they can't do anything about it. We're talking about like restaurant jobs, people are going to get laid off, non-contract workers, which aren't meant to exist anymore but still do. People are going to, people are going to lose money. We're talking about, as I said, restaurant workers, people who work on airlines, for example, they're in this shit currently. Like EasyJet. Was it you, George, who was telling me about EasyJet today?
Yeah.
What about them?
Oh, saying that I think something that obviously since there's less people go on flights, obviously a lot of airlines are going to struggle. EasyJet's one of them, and that they might have to get a bailout by the government.
Right. And the thing is, with they're going to lose thousands. They'd have to lay workers off, wouldn't they? Surely, and the government could bail them out. But then, with the bailout, like Jet2, for example, or they wouldn't bail out Ryanair, I don't think, because the guy's an asshole who runs it. But I just find it interesting. In terms of work for your parents, Adam, do you think they'll be okay?
Well, obviously, stock's going down, innit? So Dad's having no one to invest at the moment.
But he can work from home, can't he? Luckily,
he can work from home, but he's been told to stick to one branch at the moment.
Interesting.
He's going in, but he's been told to stay in one area.
That's fair enough.
But no one's investing.
And your mum's at the school, isn't she?
Yeah.
Has she heard anything about like shutting schools down or not?
Well, basically, she has to stay off until I'm tested.
Oh shit! Yeah. Well,
I think
you
so.
might not
I'm
get
sure.
tested.
I'm not completely sure. Huh?
You might not get tested. You might just have to self-isolate and see if you get better
that's
after.
the thing. That's the thing. I think she's not allowed to go in.
Right. Yeah. The safe. One person's got the whole house has to. That's a measure they brought in today as well. Actually.
Yeah. I was watching that. So.
Yeah, it was interesting. The bloke on the right of him, I think he's the public health guy.
Yeah.
Not the.
No, he's
not
lead scientist or something.
I thought the one on the left's the lead scientist.
No.
All right.
Well, his left. It depends.
The one with glasses is he fucked up the other day when he was talking about what's it called, herd immunity, and saying that it's sort of giving the idea that we need the virus to hit us all so we can just accept it and deal with it instead of as a way of dealing with it in a way. It's kind of confusing, but people weren't happy with him. But you're saying you're self-isolating.
Yeah.
How long are you doing it for?
So basically, isn't it 5 days you meant to do it, and if you don't have any more symptoms after that, just get out.
Well, okay. Well, I saw something today which was saying 14 days. No, I'm only doing 4 days because I've only got breathing at the minute. Only my breathing's gone weird, and it's not me. I see. My parents actually thought I was lying. Well, not lying, but they think, oh, it's just asthma. And I said, well, yeah, it could be. When I get asthma, it's my throat that closes, and I start wheezing quite badly. With this, my chest is really fucking tight, and the middle of my chest. I hope I'm not having a heart attack or a stroke. Maybe that's something, fucking face starts fucking, but it's just tight. It's weird. something's not right. I can tell. I shouldn't be getting out of breath walking into the fucking kitchen. So, I'm not overweight, I don't think. But yeah, my plan is to rest for 4 days, and then from there I'll see how it goes. And I honestly think unis and schools are going to get shut down now, because after the announcement today, they want social distancing, and you can't do social distancing in a school, in a university, in student halls. It's impossible. You're bound to bump into people. But what do you think about them advising it and not enforcing it?
Yeah, this is me just being cynical. This would be me just being very cynical here. Maybe they just want to kill off part of the population.
It's part of what? Say again, sorry.
Maybe they just want to kill off part of the population.
They could, People are saying that. In a theory.
But,
it's a big one.
Nah, but there's no way they could have made anything like this in a lab.
Nothing.
There's no, not for this disease to have to act the way it's acting. There's no way.
Who's to blame for it?
Well, China. Obviously.
Why?
Well, I think they could have quarantined it better, I believe.
Yeah.
And
excuse me. Fuck me. There we are. So it begins. Someone called the NHS.
If you look at it, it wasn't actually a bat they ate. It was something else.
Yeah.
It was some
a
sort
fucking
of
reptile.
antelope thing. Which, I'm not being funny, right?
They fucking eat anything, them lot, don't they? In fact, should we go to history lads for this commentary? What do they eat, history lads? What what do you think?
Well, I mean, start out in China. I mean, most people when they get ill stay away, but China did the around the world in 80 days sort of movie type thing, didn't they?
Get the virus, let's travel. Jay, what do you think of Wuhan?
Very nice place.
Today, early on, Jay commented on Wuhan Adam, and he said it just sounds like a disease, a place of disease. It just sounds a horrible fucking place. So that made me laugh. But yeah, sorry Adam, I interrupted you. Go on.
No, I can't remember what I was on about now. Sorry.
You were on about China. Why are they to blame for it?
Well, obviously could have quarantined it better, without a doubt. And it's just, and I find it weird that they didn't tell the world sooner.
Yeah.
Because it was the fact that there was whistleblowers on it, doctors, and if you look at it, a lot of those doctors who first discovered it have been killed.
Yeah. Do you know why?
Told you
Communism.
Told you.
Huh?
Economically, China, right, is like it's a mix of all different sort of capitalism, socialism, this, that and the other. But when it comes to how they run the population and stuff and how people work, it's very communist type, suppression type. Yeah. So the first doctor who reported, like similar to what you're saying there, he said there was something wrong and there's something, something isn't right, and he put it online. Apparently he died of the virus, but a lot of people say he just disappeared. And the first 2 weeks of the virus, which were the most vital 2 weeks, because when something new happens, the very first 2 weeks, so that you have to contain it or it's going to go. Yeah. And China suppressed it instead, said it was nothing, because China's economy currently is in battle with the US and it's losing to the US. Yeah. So they didn't want it, they didn't want the population to worry and this, that and the other, so they suppressed it badly, and now it's killing thousands of people around the world.
To be fair, if it wasn't for the fact China was like a powerhouse of a country, I reckon they would have to answer for it.
Oh, of course, yeah. I agree with you. The World Health Organisation's just to blame for this as well, for their role. They should have called pandemic like a month ago. Yeah. And instead they waited because they're just an organisation run by money people. Again, they were too scared to say that China's doing a shit job. I think what pisses me off still now is people are going, oh, the cases are going down in China, it's looking good. Even BBC News, Sky News, they're all reporting, cases are going down in China. They're only going down because people aren't fucking testing them. We haven't got enough testing kits. You know, there's probably more cases in China than anywhere else still by an absolute mile, and there's probably people dying every day of it. I don't believe a word China says. They're full of shit. But,
Hence the coming
Is it nuns? No, I will not. Big epic.
What's that?
I'm not saying it because I know what it means.
Do you know that I was just looking there. There's a coronavirus.
He's a nonce.
There's a coronavirus app.
Coronavirus app.
Yeah. Where you can check where.
Plague, is it? Is it called Plague?
Turns out this is just God playing Plague on us.
Yeah. Well, we're not going in the religious debate. Not with Jay. Not with Jay.
Oh my word! What have they done to Siege? Sorry.
Made it to
they've changed it up.
That's how you know that was screwed.
What, they've got to Iceland.
Yeah.
To be fair, if it goes to Greenland, that's it. You know, it's game over. It's Greenland. It's the only place on Plague I could never beat. But we'll wrap it up for now. And we'll do another episode next week. In terms of fucking how the channel's going and stuff, because I'm self-isolating. Because I'm self-isolating and work's probably going to shut in the next few weeks or week, and so is university. I'll have more time to do like tutorials and whatever, and streams and shit. So there's going to be a lot more of that. But any final things, Jay, Adam, George?
Wash your hands.
Thanks, George.
Don't hug all the toilet paper.
Don't trust the
As
Asians.
there's no need to.
Don't trust the Asians.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, if it's not the German,
Cheers, big epic.
it's either China or Japan.
China or Japan. What is it? What is your problem with Japan every fucking time?
You know my problem with them. It's a family thing.
It's a family thing. It runs deep. It runs fucking deep.
Oh, well, no, it's true. They're always kicking off. They're
The
always
Japanese aren't always kicking off.
The most peaceful country in the world, George.
Oh, well, you're right. Well, you can tell the survivors of Pearl Harbor that.
Oh, but not.
Oh, fuck me.
Go on.
Currently, they are the most peaceful country on earth.
That's a lie, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've not been to Somalia recently.
I was about to say something else there, but it would have been religious and quite racist, but so best not.
China, I'd agree with shithole. Apart from the girl I met the other night, apart from her, China's a shithole. Right? But Japan, I don't understand your... What?
Yeah.
Go on, Adam. You were saying something there. I don't know what it was.
The Herbalife community doesn't need to know why I don't like it. Just know that I don't.
Right. Well, I suppose we should leave it on that before I get booted off, blocked, put in the news, and charged for being a far-right extremist.
Hit with a hashtag #MeToo movement.
I think it's you two now.
Let's not talk about that.
But yeah, next week, I don't know what we'll discuss. There'll be something else to discuss. Probably the death of one of us four from coronavirus, maybe. And
or suicide.
Or suicide, whatever. Yeah, we'll see. But yeah.
It's possible.
Cheers, big epic. Appreciate it.
That's all, folks.
That's all for now.